welcome everybody back to Gene Reviews. So I'm getting ready to do some more reviews. If you see what I got here, sitting on my fancy little charging base, is the Google Pixel XL, and I do have its baby brother over here, the Google Pixel. Now, these are phones that I use to test with here at my job, so I'm going to go ahead and review them. I have been using them since the very first day that they were made available to the public, so I've had them for a good amount of time, and I do test on them. And what I do is I test video games for a living, so we're putting these bad boys through some hardcore damage, pretty much is what we're doing to them. We're crushing these bad boys up with a lot of damage. So we do some extensive stuff. We run all of the necessary tests and junk like that. You know, the Antu whatever benchmark tests and stuff like that. So we do run those on them, and we put them through a lot. We're testing a lot of games that haven't come out yet, a lot of games that we'd love to come out. So the difference in screen size, you can see here, 5.5 as far as 5.2. Not big a difference. They both have pretty much everything the same on the inside. So they've got the Snapdragon processors. They've got the 4 gigs of RAMs. They're running. This one I think is a 22,700 milliamp battery, or 2272 or 70 milliamp battery. And this one is a 3,000 milliamp battery. You're not missing much from going from this bad boy here to this little guy here. The big difference you're missing there is just that big battery space. They do both come in 32 gigs and 128 gigs. This is the 128 gig model. I have been fortunate enough to be playing with these so the whole time. I haven't seen a lot of slowdown. They're really snappy devices. Really snappy, and this is not even like moving any features around. I'm not moving any, putting it on 0.5 for the animations or anything like that. This is all just straight how it came, straight out the box, ready to go. I have noticed that I do like the camera. That was like the big thing, right? The camera's a little inception there, right? The camera's supposed to be really good, and I have noticed a huge difference. Now I am shooting this on the HTC 10, so I'm doing the front-facing camera, so it should be pretty good. Shoots full 1080p. This bad boy here does shoot in the back 1080p 60 frames per second. Now they both do 4K. But I'm really loving this device. I'm so jealous, no lie, that I get to play with this thing every day and not take it home. I would obviously go for the big guy here instead. It really feels great in the hand. Now I know everybody wasn't shocked about the look, two-tone look that you got going on in the back there, right? With the glass up top and the anodized aluminum around the bottom. But I do like the feel in the hand because HTC did a great job with the aluminum around the edge. It's got this little like lip thingy around the bezel, kind of gives you a good grip. It's pretty slippery, and you will catch some fingerprints on the white. You won't catch that many fingerprints as much as you do on the black, because the black does get real fingerprinty. But they're great devices. So far I'm loving the snappiness of them, the responsiveness. The call quality is great. The use of the Wi-Fi is great. Everything is really good. What you'll get with this phone that you don't get with any other phone is the big thing that makes it different is the pure Android feel that you get with it. So if you're kind of like an Android nerd, or you're kind of like a purist, you're gonna like that there's no extra bells and whistles, say with like a HTC Sense. Even though Sense has been a lot more toned down lately, you're not getting that same exact feel that you would be getting with a skin phone like a Samsung, a HTC, and LG. All those have their own skin on it. This is 100% pure Android, like the Nexus versions, but This is the first phone designed by Google. Now, it was built by HTC, but it was definitely designed by Google. The one thing I don't like about the white is you can kind of see like all the sensors and stuff on the front. You can't really see them that much with the black. I mean, they're there, but you can't see them as much. Screens are beautiful screens, full high definition, quad HD, or what do they call it, ISPA or quad HD screens. They're gorgeous. You will love this device. The features that it comes with, pretty much all the phones come with at this point. Super fast processor, super great camera. Camera's really gorgeous on both of the phones. You're not getting a difference, so you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about putting out the extra cash to get the bigger one. So because the camera's better, you're just getting better battery life, which on both of them, the battery life is great. Plus, it comes with the quick charging, so it doesn't really matter about the battery life, right? But if you compare it to something like an HTC, you are finding that because it doesn't have extra apps and it's not soaking up all that extra stuff, it does last a little bit longer. You could get a full day probably out of it. Now, us testing here, we probably get about a couple hours before we have to plug that bad boy in. So it's a great device, beautiful screen. The one, if I have to say, thing that I don't like is, if you see on the bottom, they do have like 2 holes, but only one of them is a speaker, and it sounds terrible. It's pretty bad, especially when you're used to dealing with boom sound from an HTC, and then you go from an HTC to this. Really, really bad. It's terrible. But other than that, it is really cool having the Google Assistant right there for you to do whatever you want. You can run through all of those things. It's better than OK Google, for instance. But it's fantastic, and I love it. You're going to love this device. You should totally buy it. I am going to be testing the new HTC when it comes out, and whatever else comes out this year. But right now, if I were to tell anybody to buy a cell phone, and you want the best Android experience you could possibly get with no bloatware, no nonsense, go with the Google Pixel. It is a little pricey. You can get it from Google. You can get it subsidized through Verizon, but you got to go with Verizon service. I don't really like those carrier branded phones, but you'll never go wrong with either one. It really is preference. If you want the smaller, fit more comfortable in your hand, if you don't mind having a big monster in your hand with a beautiful screen, you'll never go wrong with either one. So I really like the feel. It's nice and heavy, nice and solid. You feel like it's a premium phone, is where some of the Samsungs kind of feel like a toy. They don't have that goofy Sense UI, that goofy TouchWiz UI running around here. It's a really, really all-around classy device that you'll get a great battery life out of. Wonderful pictures. Extra added feature, Google gives you unlimited storage space for your videos and your pictures at the full resolution, not just a regular resolution, at no extra charge. It's completely free, and it's unlimited storage. So you get to use the actual features of that big, beautiful camera and not have to worry about somewhere to store it or where you're going to get it stored at. So if you take a look, it's really gorgeous. Look at the picture of the computer-generated image of the earth in the background. Is gorgeous, but it's just an all-around great phone, great device. You're going to love it. I love it. And it is USB Type-C. It also does have a headphone jack, so you don't have to worry about switching headphones or anything, but it has Bluetooth and everything else, so you'll be fine. You'll totally have a great experience. It's probably one of the best experiences you could have on a phone, period. So smooth. It's almost like, no lie, opening up a Mac and just seeing like a Mac for the first time. You're just like, whoa, this is beautiful. You get that kind of same feel, whereas you don't get that much these days with the iPhones or the Samsungs anymore. But you get that, whoa, this is different feel. You don't get that from the design, but you do get it from what's inside. So, I'll see you next time.